Hello, hello. Hi. Hello, hello. I'm still trying to figure out how to get the live chat to show. Like I set it up, but nothing is showing. Like I can see the chat message. Like I said hi, but it's not showing up. Oh, hi, hi. How do I fix this? Because I would like to put the chat on screen, but I can't figure it out. Maybe I'm using Safari here. Maybe my Safari is outdated, but I'll figure out eventually. But hello. So here's Kingpin. I'm gonna keep Kingpin facing the other way for now. I'll reveal what he looks like in a bit. Today, I want to gather some of my so-called bad figures. The figures that are deemed unworthy or disappointing, you know? I just want to look at them again and appreciate them. Sometimes I forget about them when I walk by them. It's not that I forget that I have them. It's more like I forget that they used to look really bad. And I noticed something, you know, now that I've been customizing figures for a few years, I noticed that I view them differently compared to how I did before I started my channel. No, of course there are the top tier figures that are really awesome and I want them. You know, like the Deadpool, Wolverines, or the Green Goblin from No Way Home. Those figures are exciting to get, and they're pretty much perfect out of the box. Remember, they're figures that I really want because I'm a fan of the characters, but they don't look as awesome. So I still get them, and I will make them look better. You know, like Scarlet Witch, and like the Toby figure. Or even like Black Widow or Mr. Sinister. And then there's some figures that I don't love, but I know I still want them because I can envision the display for them. Oop. So that's like She-Hulk or like Mobius. You know, I can picture the display in my head when I saw the figures. And then there are just figures that are just plain bad. You know, like what was Hasbro thinking kind of bad? Kind of like Thor here. You know, those figures are, you know, it's a struggle because on one hand, I don't want to buy figures that are poorly made, but on the other hand, I also see the potential in them. Like if I add the missing paint details back in, or I alter the color slightly, the figures will look much better. Okay, hold on, I can't get Thor to stand. Why won't Thor stand? Okay, there we go. And today I'm gathering the so-called bad ones here. Oh my god. Okay, hold on, cap keeps falling. Today I'm gathering these ones here because I feel like I'm more happy about these figures than the great figures like Deadpool. Like seeing them transform from terrible figures into awesome figures is such a satisfying feeling. Like this Ikaris here. I sometimes forget that he used to look terrible. Like, I feel like nobody wanted that figure. But look at him, he looks pretty... He's not perfect, but he looks like a decent figure now. And I think it all started with Quicksilver here. This Quicksilver figure was pretty bad, but I really wanted a Quicksilver. And I feel like it's one of the first really one of the first time I feel like I really improved the figure significantly, and it totally transformed how he looked. That was Quicksilver. And now I just want to look at all of these so-called bad figures again. Because they bring me joy, you know? I still have a few more. When did you make the Kingpin? I just finished Kingpin, and that kind of sparked the idea of gathering all these bad Avengers. Because I think I did a really good job with Kingpin. And I remember I have all these other figures that are kind of in the same category. I think I'm almost there. One more. Alright, so here they are. To me, these are the ones that are considered bad out of the box. And I feel like I did a pretty good job improving these guys here. And let me do the review now. Let me reveal what Kingpin looks like. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm so excited. Here is Kingpin. Oh, he's too powerful. Hold on. Go. I'll move these guys aside. And look at that Kingpin. He looks so good. And I feel like he's probably had one of the best glow ups. Let me bring it closer. Look at him. He looks so cool. The original figure was very disappointing. I had this figure for such a long time, and I didn't want to touch it because I didn't want to feel disappointed. But then recently I've been working on a lot of suited figures like Loki, Mobius, Nick Fury, and I was like, okay, let me just do Kingpin as well. And I'm glad I did, because the potential is there. So what I did was I painted the pants white. That actually helped a lot. I know the white and purple is kind of his signature look, but the white here actually makes his legs look thicker, because darker colors usually look smaller, slimmer on people. So when I painted his pants white, it still looks like Kingpin, and his legs actually look bigger. Because the issue with this figure is that he looked too small. And also, obviously, cut open his coat, jacket, and gave him a vest. And that really helped give him some mass. And that face too. Like, that looks pretty good. The original head looked really pale, so I had to add some color back in and kind of exaggerate the lines on his face a little bit more, and it looks very good. Very, very good. I don't know if I captured the likeness to the T, but he looks like a real person. The vest could be better, but I'm not complaining. I'm happy with it. But yeah, it's the whole reason why I brought all these guys here. I gathered them all because I feel like, because this figure reminds me of all these other ones that I've worked on that I kind of forgot that they used to be terrible. Have you tried Citadel color paint? No, I haven't. I'm still using dollar store acrylic paint for the most part. I did use a little bit of this iridescent paint on Kingpin. It doesn't really show because I only added a thin coat of it, but I wanted his jacket and pants to have a little bit of shine to it, but not a glossy shine, more like a satiny, silky shine. But most of the time I'm still using dollar store paint. I still have, I got this set a while back, but I still haven't tried these yet because my acrylic paint is still pretty, like there's still plenty of paint in the bottle. I don't want to just give up those paint yet. But here they are, my terribly great figures. I want to film a short with these figures. Just gotta reappreciate them, you know? The thing is, when I'm making videos weekly, I kinda have to move on as soon as the video is finished, so I don't get to pause and enjoy my work, even though some of them are in their displays. So I just want to, you know, re-admire them again before I put them back. But before I start filming the shorts, I also want to multitask and work on a display for Kingpin. I personally love I found that you sometimes have to sand a bit though. Oh, is the paint thicker than usual? Because I haven't tried it. I did read the instructions. Highly pigmented acrylic water-based colors. They can be diluted with water or thinner, so I guess it is more concentrated, I guess. I haven't tried, but I like this set because there are a lot of different tones to it. There's warmer tones, and I guess cooler tones too. Hopefully I'll try it one day. But so far, I trust my Dollar Tree paint, but they don't sell these anymore. I've been looking regularly. They don't have these at Dollar Tree anymore. So eventually I will have to move on from these paints. But back to Kingpin. Now that he's done, I have to make a display for him. It's pretty good coverage, but I recommend thinning with water. Okay, cool. That helps. I like thinning out paint. I like working with thin coats too. Especially the more I work with paint, I prefer thinner coats than thicker ones. Oh, that's what I did with his pants too. You know, because the pants were purple and I had to make them white. I could either just glob a thick coat of white over it, or slowly build up thin coats of white, and I went with the latter. You can't really tell. It used to be purple, but the issue is I can't really bend his knees too much, otherwise it'll reveal the purple underneath, and I don't want to scratch off the paint too much, so he's not going to be posing much. But now that I got him, I can now bring in Matt Murdock from the No Way Home wave. He's the only one who doesn't have a display, because all the other Spider-Men and villains are in my No Way Home display, even MJ, but like he got left out. But now I can pair them together, and I can also bring in my Netflix Daredevil figure too, and these three can have their own display now, which is perfect. I know the Kingpin is supposed to be based on Hawkeye's series, but I'm gonna put mine with Daredevil, the Netflix Kingpin. I also looked up reference images for Daredevil in case I want to work on him. I think for the most part he's fine. Like, I don't mind the texture. The only issues I see with this Daredevil is that the gloves are in the wrong color and the boots are in the wrong color, or even like the wrong mold. Same thing with the helmet. Somebody might know better than I do, but I think, did he change his mask in the Netflix series? Because all the reference images I saw had the black kind of goes up to his ear, whereas here you can see that hexagon looking thing on his ear. That isn't there in the show, I don't think. So I don't think I can fix that, which is fine. I think this is my very first Marvel Legends, and I feel like he's too special for me to work on. I feel too nervous painting him. So I think I'll keep him as is. Daredevil helmet changed in season 2 after Punisher shot the first one. Okay, that explains it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Because I couldn't find any images with this helmet on. The toy based on the season 1 helmet. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I couldn't find any season 1 look of his. I didn't know they changed the helmet. But cool. It's good to know. Then I don't have to touch it. Perfect. So before I film the little shorts for these individual figures, I want to multitask and work on the display for him. For these three. So let me move these aside first. What are you going to do with them? So I've already started working on the display. Let me focus. There you go. So, I feel like with Daredevil, the very iconic thing with it is the opening, where it's all red with the, I guess, blood dripping down the various objects. So that's what I want to kind of recreate or replicate, that feeling of the opening. So I already made this last night. It's kind of like a simple rooftop scene with a gargoyle. And that way I can place Matt and Daredevil, and even Kingpin on it. It's perfect for three. These kind of displays are perfect for 3 figures. But I need to make this red still. I just spray painted it over it with the black spray paint because I want a really deep dark base. But I still need to paint it red. And I decided to use spray paint because it gives a more even coat, and I don't have to worry about the paint warping the paper. But because acrylic paint, I tried painting paper with acrylic paint, and it tends to warp the paper. But spray paint gives a more even, flat color that I prefer. So I'm gonna have to spray paint. Ooh, let me move this. So I'm gonna spray paint it red, but maybe not like a full coverage. Maybe just enough where it looks like it's more like a bloody red color that I'm going for. It looks amazing already. Ah, thank you. This thing was very difficult to fold and glue. Sometimes I like that I can 3D model things and just build whatever I want. But whenever I have to build something that's like a closed object where there's no opening at all, it's incredibly annoying to fold and glue. But it turns out okay. It kind of looks like a cat, but it's fine. It does its job. Another reason why I wanted the gargoyle there is so that if I don't want Kingpin at the very back, like if I want Kingpin and Matt, one on each side, then I can have Daredevil posing on the gargoyle. Let me see. You know, kind of like that. And add the other two. Maybe. It kind of works. I didn't want Daredevil to be too high up, but I think that looks okay. Oops. If he stays, that is. But yeah, so that's my plan for this display. I need to paint it red first. And I can't do it in this room, otherwise I'm gonna suffocate and die. So I'm gonna have to do that outside for a bit. So I'm gonna have to go do that in a bit, but so let me put Kingpin back so you can just look at him for now. Oh, it's symbolic of mass struggle. What's your favorite season of Daredevil? I think the first season is still my favorite because it was brand new at that time. And it was so well made and grounded. I think season 3 got too intense. I don't remember exactly, but season 1 was my favorite. So give me like a few minutes. I'm gonna go and do a quick spray paint over the display to make it a bit more red. I will be right back. Okay, I am back. It's still drying, so I can't bring it in yet. But while that's drying, now I can start filming the shorts. So maybe I'll start with Kingpin here. I have my other camera set up over here. So that's why the figures are looking at an angle. Maybe I should add some lighting. Let me see. What should I do with the lighting? Maybe I will. Grab my little light here. So I'm using this little pocket light. It's pretty useful. I want to add some more drama. That's too dark. I like how this looks. Should I do more? I started taking photos with colored lights again. For a while I kind of stopped doing it. Because two reasons. One, I'm too lazy. But two, it's because I want to show the figure in its truest form as possible without any external distractions. But I do think having colored lights adds more to the photos or even videos. So maybe I'll bring that back. So let me give him his cane. I also worked on his cane. Not much, but the diamond up at the top was bland. It was just all white. So it's hard to make it look like it's crystal or see-through. So added like random silver lines and triangles just to give the impression of like a shiny diamond. It kind of works at a glance, like right there it kind of looks like a diamond, but up close it kind of looks funky, but it's fine. I don't mind it. Not much I can do. I wish they made it with clear plastic instead, but they went with the white. Like, that kind of looks okay. The issue with this is that he can't really pose. Can't really give him a epic pose. Like, I wish he looks more threatening. He kind of looks too gentle. And his head can't really turn too far either. I guess he can, but he has to look up a little bit. Okay, that kind of works. It looks weird from this angle, but he looks, he looks too gentle. This is like a mean class photo. Maybe. Yeah, I just want to put them in some sort of pose. So I can do a compilation of all these so-called bad figures in a short. Maybe Kingpin wasn't the best one to start with. Does that work? Also, I wish his hand was tighter, because I want the cane to go, oh there we go, go up higher. It usually slips. Let me record. That looks good. Okay, it looks. I know it looks a little silly from this angle, but it's gonna. I'm gonna cut them into really short clips and then put them all together. So ignore the silliness for now. There we go. Next, who should I do next? Let's do Quicksilver. Change the lighting. I want to give him blue lighting this time. Maybe a light blue. That was a little too close to the camera. Let me almost there. Okay, that looks good. Actually realized this angle looks pretty good too. Just because I always pose him facing the other way, but that looks pretty awesome as well. Okay, you're done. I'm gonna move you away. Let's bring in the next person. Oh, I forgot to turn on my other light. Let me try again. Would it look better with different color? Let me see. Let me make this blue as well. No, that's too much, right? That's too much. Too much blue. Let me tone it down a bit. Actually, it looks pretty good from my viewfinder. Let me record a few more. That looks good. Next, let's see. Let me bring in the other Maximoff, Wanda. But I need to change the light again. Red lighting. Let me give her creepy red lighting. Oh, hi. Hi, if you're just joining, I'm just filming some shorts, some clips for my upcoming shorts with some of these so-called bad figures. I personally don't think they're bad after I painted them, but I can see why others wouldn't want to get them. Let me see, maybe purple light looks pretty good on her. I want to like this Wanda. Actually, I do like this Wanda a lot. Like, she looks really good, but she just can't pose. I actually still prefer my other Multiverse of Madness Wanda. Oh, I forgot to do this. I prepped this earlier. So this was what the original figure looked like, and this is what I did to mine. That orange hair, I just couldn't stand it. I get why they used orange, but I feel like orange always makes the figure look cheaper. So okay, now I gotta bring Quicksilver back in. 1 second. Quicksilver. That was what Quicksilver used to look like out of the box. And this is what I did to him. Give him a little bit of a beard and lightened up his skin tone a bit because he was pretty pale, and made him a little running stand so he could run with Ultron pieces flying around him. What else did I do? Kingpin. Here's what Kingpin used to look like out of the box, and this is my Kingpin. That looks a bit bigger, and I feel like I captured his emotion better. What is your favorite movie figure? Good question. Tough question. Since Wanda is here, I want to say Wanda, but like I said, this figure has her own issue. Like you can barely pose her, and the dark coat is not as cool as I hoped. My favorite movie figure. Hold on, I'm just gonna look at my display for a sec. My favorite. Okay, I can't pick one. I'm gonna make it a tie between the two Wandas, this one and the other one. Okay, I forgot where I put my other Scarlet Witch. The one where I transformed the WandaVision one into the Multiverse Madness one. Oh, found her. Okay. This one. Oh, my arm is in the way. The likeness is better in this new one. The hair, I do like the way the hair looks. But this figure poses, it's easier to pose. And the hand, oh actually these hands aren't hers. These are, I believe, America Chavez's hands. Maybe that's why. But even her elbow joints are different. Let me see. Oh yeah, so with the old one, you can swivel at the elbow. But the new one has another joint up here. I actually prefer the WandaVision joints more. But okay, I'm gonna put this aside. What is your favorite Dharma you've made? This is also a tough one. Just the top of my head, I like Wondagore and the Citadel a lot. But I feel like my TVA Temporal Loom and the X-Men animated ones are also pretty good, but they're newer, so I guess they feel fresher. But I always really liked the Citadel and Wondagore. Okay, back to Wanda. I need to film her. Let me give her a red creepy lighting. Maybe on this side this time. I know it looks silly, but I can have a vision. I think the shorts will look really cool once I compile them together. So next, let me bring in the guy who flew into the sun, Ikaris. Let me bring up the promotional image for the figure, Ikaris. There. wonder what happened with the original. I guess they were basing it off a concept art or something. But that head sculpt does not look like Richard Madden's at all. Okay, I'm gonna give him yellowish light this time. So let me adjust the lighting. So he looks like he's flying too close to the sun. Okay, this is too green. Still too green. Okay, it looks really red on this camera, but it actually is much more yellow in real life. What's your favorite War Machine? I have top 2. I like Mark 1 and the one from Infinity War. Is that Mark 6 or 5? 4. No, not 4. 1, 2, 3. I think it was 5. 6. No, 5. The one from Iron Man 2 and Infinity War. Those two are my favorite. If they made the Endgame one monochromatic, that would have been a top 3 too. But I don't love the red and blue. Oh, I love how the armor just shines. I love how the glossy varnish I added really adds to this figure. Usually I don't like figures that are too glossy, but in this case this really works. It really adds to his, I guess, ancient look. And do you hope they make a new one? I hope they release the Infinity War Marvel Legends War Machine figure. Because they did one for Endgame, which is great, but they're skipping the coolest one. Oh, hello. This is such a weird figure, because I still see him on sale. I think like nobody wants this Ikaris figure, and I kind of can see why. But with the right paint, he does look pretty cool. Too bad he's dead, I think, or at least he's living in the sun now. But there was potential. They wasted him. Okay, who's next? Oh, this one I should turn off the light for this one. I'm gonna bring in the spot. To be fair, I don't think they could do much with the spot. Like the shiny plastic, I don't blame them for using that, because that's probably the standards. And I do appreciate the accessories they provided, but I feel like they should have added the little splatter effect under the spots. But I wonder if that was a concept art issue too. Do you have Netflix Punisher? No, I don't. I wasn't really collecting figures back then. I only wanted Daredevil, and that's the only one I got. And I threw away the Build-A-Figure Man-Thing head. And then the next one I got was the War Machine 2-pack, the Civil War 2-pack. And I threw away the other figure too. Because at that point I wasn't really collecting, I just wanted specific figures, that was all. And now look at me. But back to the spot here. I do appreciate the accessories, but the shiny glossiness just didn't work. But at the same time, they probably couldn't do too much. But giving a matte paint, matte makeover, and adding the little splatter effect does help so much. And it really adds to that hand-drawn look with those sketch marks too. Actually, he looks too plain. I need a background color. Let me give him a funky color. Oh, purple looks good on him too. Okay, I think I'll go with purple. Yeah, purple looks good. Oh, maybe I can give him other. Maybe I can backlight him too. No, not green. Maybe blue. That kind of works. Do you have a Wolverine? I have the Legacy Wolverine and the animated Wolverine. Actually, I also have the leather jacket Fox Wolverine figure from a while back too. That's enough for Spot. Let me put him back. Okay. Oops. Next. This one is good. I like this one. The black and gold Spider-Man. Actually, I'm gonna take it back. I don't like this figure. I wasn't gonna get him at all because there were just too many Spider-Man suits in every movie, and I only wanted the main one. And this one here didn't look good to me, even though I know it's a very popular look. But it was missing the circuitry. I don't know if you can see it. It was missing the circuitry and I guess the gauntlet. And in the movie, he also had the cell phone taped to his chest. So I wasn't gonna get this figure, but I saw the potential of it being customized. And because I didn't love this figure, it felt easier for me to work on it, if that makes sense. Like the circuitry stuff. If it was Wanda, I would have freaked out and like not want to add them. But because I didn't mind if I messed up, that actually made me a little bit more brave when it comes to adding those circuitry lines. Turned out pretty good. It still holds up. The tape at the back sometimes get loose, but I didn't want to permanently tape or attach this on. So if it does fall off, it's fine for me. I can still remove it if I want to. Can you get to Wolverine Marvel Legends from Deadpool Wolverine and then review it? Yeah, I pre-ordered the new Deadpool and Wolverine figures. I still don't know if I'm gonna regret getting the newer Deadpool figure, because I do like the Legacy one a lot, and the new one just seems too similar and a bit too bright for me. But that Wolverine though, I think that Wolverine is really good. I'm excited for that one. Okay, so let me change the background color. What color should I give it? Too bad yellow doesn't show up well on camera. Like that looks ugly, but I'll give him the gold color. That's too green. Just trying to light it so it kind of shows on the edges. Yeah, go like that. Okay, so I'm finished with you. Let's see, let me bring in the other Spider-Man then. I have... Ooh. This Toby Maguire figure. I think we can collectively agree that it's a bit disappointing. I think the promotional images looked okay, but in real life it was a lot more orange and bright, and he looks too young to be with his No Way Home buddies. This one was harder to paint because the pressure was there. Like, unlike the other Spider-Man, I really wanted this one to look good, and that added a lot of pressure. I want to give him red lighting this time. Yeah. Maybe not green background, maybe blue. There we go, yeah. And I might remember it wrong, but I think this was the first time I've used like a green as facial hair color. Usually I use the dark brown or whatever, but I think with Toby I didn't want to use the dark brown because all the reference images I saw show that he had like a greenish tint. but that could be just the color grading from the movie. But I wanted to make sure I capture that, and I think it did. Like if I don't mention it, it looks pretty natural. But once I do mention it, you can kind of see the green and get distracted by it. But in real life, it's not that distracting. I actually do really like how this turned out. He does look a lot more mature compared to how he looked out of the box. And the deeper red and the more muted blue also works. And I believe I also added the fake abs too. That kind of helps with his chubbiness a little bit, because the original figure just looks a little too chubby in a way. But once I painted him, he doesn't look as bad. I don't mind him. He's pretty cool. But not the easiest to pose though. He's a little bit stiff. Okay. Who is next? Let's bring in classic Loki. To be honest, this figure wasn't bad to begin with. It's just that the lime yellow was really ugly in my opinion. It makes him look very cheap and hollow. I think that's the feeling I get when I look at the original. But this painted one looks really good. Like he looks like a real person in a costume, like an actual rubbery costume. Okay, I'm gonna change the background color. Oh, purple looks good on him too. Maybe this purple. Okay. Wait, I forgot the background light. Oops. Oh, no. Okay. Not a red. Red is not his color. Let me try green. Doesn't show up as green. But I have to admit, this is one of those figures where I feel like he doesn't belong anywhere. Like, I can't really put him with Season 1 Loki and Sylvie, or He Who Remains. I guess the only place he would fit in would be in the Void, but then I would need the other Kid Loki as well, and Eliath. But I did make a little mini display for him, so he kind of has a home now. But I hope they release at least Kid Loki eventually. Okay, before bringing the next one, let me go grab my Daredevil display. I think the paint has dried. I want to see what it looks like. So give me a sec. I'll leave Kingpin here. I will be right back. Okay, I am back and I have to show you this. This looks really cool. Look at that. I thought I was gonna add another coat of red spray paint to make it redder, but I actually really like that it looks like there's a red spotlight hitting it. Like that looks like a 3D model, even though it kind of is, but it looks CGI. I think I might just keep it like that. That actually looks very, very cool. So let me see what it looks like with the figures. I think it's fully dried. Okay. Nope. Who else has this Daredevil figure? Mine has really loose limbs, and I don't know if it's just my figure or that's just how it is. But does that work? That kind of works. I was also thinking of adding the dripping effect too, but now I don't know if I should add that. Maybe I should add the dripping effect. But I'm too scared to ruin it now. What do you think? Does this work as a Daredevil display? That kind of works better. Does it? I wanted Daredevil in the middle, but I feel like Kingpin is too bright, too white. He stands out way too much, but this way it kind of works too. Oh, this is so cool. It's a simple display. I didn't want to make one that's too complicated. I just wanted something to house these 3 figures. But I like it. So my idea, I might not do it yet. I still want to film the rest of the shorts first. So my idea was to use UV resin, and I would drip it. Let me take the figures. And then I would drip the UV resin over the gargoyle, and I would cure it as it drips to give it that to replicate that opening scene, you know, like this one. Oh, I actually did kind of capture that look. Ah, cool. I also so I might I want to do the UV resin thing because it will give him that glossy dripping effect, but I'm now very scared of ruining this because I don't want to fold this again, and I also feel like I cannot undo my mistakes once I start doing the resin. Okay, I have to think about that. What about swapping Matt for Punisher? I don't have Punisher. I didn't collect. They didn't really start collecting the figures until around Infinity War era. So I don't have a lot of the Netflix figures. But I assume they're gonna release new Daredevil, Kingpin, and Punisher figures once the new show comes out. Okay, but back to filming the shorts here. Let me bring in He Who Remains. I love the Citadel, but I don't like this figure because of that. Mine came with really loose ankle joints, so every other day I would find him just laying on the floor. Stop it. Like he would remain standing for like a day, and then randomly he would just fall over. I guess I could do something to his ankles to make it stiffer. I'll probably do that later. But for now, let me do the shorts first. Purple looks too similar. Let me change it up. Maybe a bluer background look better? No, blue doesn't look good. Oh, this... Actually, blue looks pretty good. Actually, green. No, he has green pants. No, purple is too similar. Okay, I'll give him a blue. No, red. Okay, I like this green. Okay. You should make a black suit Daredevil custom. I want to. Yeah, I want to. I still feel like they would release one eventually, or if they haven't already, or do they already have one? But I feel like they would do a legacy Daredevil collection, maybe. I don't know. One reason why I don't really do customs anymore, well, I actually only did one, which is the Scarlet Witch. I made this one. I did this one right before the movie came out, so before they announced the actual Scarlet Witch figure. So when they actually do release the official one, it made me when they actually released the official one, it made me a little sad for her, because obviously I would put the official one in Wondagore, even though I like this one just as much, but now she doesn't have a home. Yeah, I don't know where to. She has a display, she doesn't. And I think that made me realize I don't enjoy doing this process with every character, because if they do release an official one, I would probably get it too. Then I don't know what to do with the custom that I made. Another custom that I guess is part of the same category would be the black suited Spider-Man figure. They would probably release an official one too, but in this case I have two of these. This one was from the 3-pack, and I liked it. And the newer one with the Toby head is the better one. The superior Toby figure. So and then it just makes sense for me to just paint this one black. And if they do release an official one eventually, maybe I'll skip it, because I think this one looks fine the way he is. But yeah, that's the reason why I don't go for fully custom figures anymore. Have you ever done wired capes? No, I haven't. I think the main reason is because if I do one wired capes, then I have to do them all. Otherwise, the figures are gonna clash, and that's gonna bug me. So I'd rather not do it, so that I don't have to swap out every garment out there. But back to He Who Remains. Stan. Let me bring him his photo. There he is. The original figure is really ugly. It's bright, it's pastel-y, it's flat. It looks like a crayon drawing. And I actually didn't know how to approach him at first, because in the show it was very tinted, like it was dark and green, so I couldn't really tell the actual colors of his outfit, and there were limited behind the scenes images as well. But I think I did capture his look pretty well. He did, because he showed up again in season 2, and I think I did a pretty decent job. But okay, but let me oh, green, too green. Let me give him a blue background color and a blue highlight color. Yeah. Actually, no, I don't like the blue. I think I'll give him more of a purplish blue color. Who else misses Kang? I feel like I feel like we all wanted to see the Avengers taking down variants of him, and now it seems like that's no longer gonna happen. But I do hope they acknowledge his presence somehow. What do you think about the born-again Daredevil suit? I've only seen like one behind-the-scene image of it. Not a fan at the moment. I'm not sure. It might look better in motion, but as a still, it kind of looks blocky. It's the same thing as Wolverine's new suit, the yellow one. It doesn't look good in photos, but it looks much better in motion, so that might be it. So I'm gonna wait till I see a trailer or something before I judge the suit. I still think the Netflix suit is very good. Like, I really like this suit. But we'll see, maybe the new one is gonna look even better. Okay, Carnage. Let me give him a blue background. Yeah. Yeah, blue looks good. And I'm not gonna give him a highlight. Should I give him a highlight? Because that might go against the cell shading. Yeah, that doesn't look right. Yeah, no highlights for you. This was another one of those really disappointing figure. Like, not only is it very shiny out of the box, but the plastic they used feels very rubbery too. But I'm very happy with this repaint. It just looks more serious and high-end-ish. Like, I wonder if they can make the figures matte. Because I feel like they can, like the Ant-Man and the Wasp figure, Quantumania figures. Those two are matte, and I really like how premium they feel and look. So they can do it. They should use the matte plastic for all the animated figures. That would instantly improve on how they look. Okay, let me bring in the next one. Loki. This one is still objectively not great, but I really like what I did with the face. It's a little dark. Like, for those who have the Loki figures, you know how cartoonish he looks. So I do think I did a decent job making him look less like a toy, more like an action figure. He's kind of giving off Indiana Jones vibe. Yeah. Okay, let me change the background. Green. Loki gets green background. Maybe I'll give him a pink highlight or something. Kind of replicate that rainbowy blue color. That's too purple. Alright. Next, let's bring in Drax. This one isn't the Marvel Legends. This is a Marvel Select. I actually randomly stumble upon it at a random gift store, like a tourist gift store. I was at a trip and just, going through random stores, and then out of nowhere I saw this Drax figure on the shelf randomly. That's it, like there weren't any other figures there, it was just him. And at that point I don't think I have any other Guardians figures. I might have one Star-Lord, but the mold looks pretty good. It was just the color looked too intense. And I think this is the first time I used a matte medium on him. So what the matte, I usually don't mix any medium with my paint, but what this does is it will dilute your paint and give it that sheer coverage. So I think what I did was I used a brown, diluted it with the matte medium, so then it would give him that brownish cast and it would dull down the tattoos. And that's exactly what he needed, I feel. Like he looks like the tattoo now looks so much more convincing versus out of the box, how it just looks like they're stickers. Oh, I remember now. I remember googling like the Marvel Legends Drax, and I realized I don't want the Marvel Legends Drax at all, because the proportions for that one just looks really weird. But The issue with this Drax is that I broke the neck joint, so I put in some sticky tack in between. It kind of works, you know, the head's not gonna fall off. That was the only downside. He did come with the baby Groot though. That was fun. Overall, I do prefer this Drax over the Legends one. Even the Guardians 3 Drax didn't look that good to me. Okay, let's give him. Ooh, that looks cool, a reddish highlight color. Alright, so I'm done with Drax. Oh, this is a good one. I have... Bam. Thor. I feel like this is the poster boy for a bad Marvel Legends figure. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. This one feels like this one feels like they shifted gears and was aiming at little kids. It's not a I don't blame them for trying to like target younger audience, but I think this went too far. The figure just looks so silly, and it's not just the design, like the yellow and the bright blue and orange. Even the hammer, they cheaped out on the Stormbreaker too. Mine was totally bent. Like, don't. If you have this figure, remove Stormbreaker from his hand. Otherwise, it's gonna warp over time. But this figure actually is pretty cool once you give him the right color. But the gold armor and the deeper red and more metallic blue, he actually looks very, very cool. This is probably one of my favorites custom, just because of the drastic change. And I feel like you can probably find this figure for cheap now. So if you do want to play around with paint, this is probably one of the fun ones to work on. It's relatively easy to do. You know, just put gold over the yellow, add a little blue, and then you got the God of Thunder. I'm gonna give him blue highlights. This blue doesn't look good. Hold on. Need a deeper blue. I would put Jane in this category too, but I don't feel like I did as good of a job as I did here. I'm gonna blame it on the mode for that one, but yeah, this Thor's, if you don't have this Thor yet and you see it for like $10 and want to try customizing painting, this would be a fun one to try. Okay, who is next? Okay, I have Nick Fury. I worked on this one not too long ago, so it's still pretty fresh. Look at that. Night and day difference. Let me find... Yeah, the whole secret invasion, I feel like most of us forgot about it. We wiped it off our memory. Blue, light blue, and two. Okay. But these feet, I hate these feet. They're the worst feet ever. None of the biggest ones stay upright. But if you have this Fury and have an extra coat laying around, I highly recommend swapping it out to an open jacket coat, trench coat. It instantly elevates this figure. And it's the easiest fix ever too. Okay, almost there, a few more. Let's bring in this big guy. Khonshu. He's so tall. This is one of those forgotten characters, I feel. I remember seeing promotional images and thought it looked boring. It just looked too clean. And then when I finally got the figure, the bandages looked green, yellowish green too. It just did not look right. And I was gonna not like him, but with a bit of modification to his coat and a bit of paint, he does actually look pretty decent. The only thing I didn't love was the belt buckle. It looked too simplistic. It looks like it was scaled up from a simpler design. And the other thing about this figure is that you can't really tell the scale of him just by looking at a photo. He's actually quite massive. And he looks really good next to other figures. Like that's Kingpin. That's how big he is. He looks really good with Moon Knight and Mr. Knight. Okay, I will give him, I guess, a bluish nighttime background. Maybe some purple lights this time. And then this random thing that I added that I'm really proud of is how the moon, the crescent, shows on the fabric. I believe that part is actually flat. Yeah, it's actually flat. So I had to fake the 3D effect on it. Not bad. But with how massive the MCU has gotten, I don't know if we'll see him ever again. But for those who have this figure and is wanting to improve him, I would suggest just giving him a dustier look, make him look more ancient, because he looks pretty good. I like him. I love the head too. That's a great head. Okay, I have 2 more to go. So another bad figure, in my opinion, is this Groot figure here. The issue is the brown they use just reminds me too much of Hershey chocolate. I feel like I want to take a bite at it. But if you give him a proper wooden brown, he actually looks pretty decent. I think my camera leans a little yellow here. He's a bit more orange-ish in real life. I went, ooh, no, that's not the right color. It's hard to tell on this camera, but giving a dustier wooden color actually improves this figure so much more. I think I also darkened his eyes as well, because his eye looked a little... I forgot what his eye used to look like. Oh, I think there were eye whites on his eyes. So I darkened them even more and added just a bit of varnish over the eyes so that his eyes kind of sparkles a bit. I'm not a fan of the wings. I think he looks better without them. But in this case, I'm gonna keep the wings on, because that is it. Just to show the before and after. Yeah, so this is another of those figures where if they gave him a matte finish, it would have instantly looked much better. Like look at his chest. That looks like real wood. The wings, I don't blame them for making them look like they're, I don't know how to describe it, butterfly wings, because it is hard to recreate that vine look. They did their best, but just a matte finish would have looked so much better. Okay, last one I got here is cap. Oh, why is the camera so tall? Now this figure isn't too bad, but it is disappointing because they just reused the same body mold, and I think the shield too. The head is new, the Chris Evans head, so I do appreciate it. I think it is the best Chris Evans head they've made. Oh, but the blue they gave the figure has this very plasticky shine to it. It just didn't fit the stealth suit aesthetic. Let me try a red light. Yeah, that could work. Okay. Maybe I'll change the background to the bluer background. Okay. I also sanded the shield as well so that it's a bit more matte. I sanded it and then added a thin coat of paint over it. It kind of works, but I don't love that you can see like the X on the other side. So yeah, this was one of those figures I've been waiting for forever, and it's not the most well made. It's a little underwhelming. But I'm glad I have him, because I've been wanting this stealth suit cap forever. Alright, that's all of them. That took a while. So these are my bad figures that quote unquote that I fixed, that I really enjoy. And it all started because of how much I love this Kingpin here. Because I really had minimal expectations when I was working on him, but he turned out so well. It's a different feeling, like these two. Like when I saw him, I knew I wanted him, like that's exciting. When I saw Kingpin, I hesitated and I didn't want him at first. But it didn't feel right to have Daredevil and nobody to pair him with. I know eventually they released Matt Murdock, so that was when I really wanted to work on Kingpin, because I knew these three would be perfect as a trio. And in that kind of, and after I finished him, I was so impressed in my own work, it kind of spiraled, and I wanted to take a look at all my other so-called bad figures again, and kind of reappreciate them and make a little short out of it. But overall, I do think Hasbro has been improving. What are some recent figures they released? Yeah, even the Bruce Banner figure, as uninteresting as that is, it is pretty well made. So I do think ever since they stopped doing the windowless packaging, they have been improving gradually. Okay, the stream oh, I've been streaming for 2 hours now. I think I'll stop soon. I still need to think about what to do with the Netflix opening display, the Daredevil display. Like, look at that. Right now it's out of focus, but it gives it that glossy look that I'm going for. And I think so I still need to decide whether or not I should do the resin, because I might ruin it, but that might complete the look. So yeah, I need to think about that more. But if I do mess up, then you won't see it because I won't post it. No, maybe I will. But yeah, I need to think about that. Hey Ken, any new DC figures in the future? Yeah, I do. After Kingpin and after this display, I do want to work on I want to do something with the Batman Beyond figure. This is another one of those figures where I've been not wanting, but I guess yeah, that's the right word. I've always wanted a Batman Beyond figure, but I never had one because I don't remember them releasing one back then, or the one that they did release did not look right. But this one here, I feel like they really captured how he looked in the cartoon. And this is another one of those figures where I feel like he needs the display for sure. I want to make a display with these two. Okay, let me separate DC from Marvel for a second. That looks like a fun matchup right there. But I'm excited to make a display for these two. Legit looks like the animated model, at least in the yeah. I couldn't believe my eyes when I first saw him at GameStop. He looks so good. He is missing. I'm still deciding whether or not I should add the gray highlights. I think I should, because that is, especially if you look at his face, he always had those gray highlights around his face, which is missing here. So I feel like I should add them in, but because this is one of those great figures, I'm more nervous when I'm working on these figures. Bruce I don't love, but I feel like he needs a partner. And I think these two work great together. So yeah, that should be after my Daredevil display. Ooh, look at that. Look how pretty that is. Oh man, I don't know what to do with this. Like I really want to do the dripping effect. But I also feel like right now this is already 90% there. It already looks pretty good. But we'll see. I need a day to think about this. This could be a very simple but effective display. Yeah. Yeah, I need to think about this. Because this makes me really excited and nervous. I want to add more, but I also don't want to ruin it. We'll see. That won't be this week though. This week will be just on Kingpin, because I did do quite a bit to him, and I feel like he deserves his own video. Because I do think, even if you're not into painting, I do think there's a few things you can do to him to make him look bigger. Like how, you know, look at his jacket and how his jacket's opened up a little bit. It's a very easy trick, and you'll find out this Saturday. You should finish the rest of the Justice League. Dark Knight, 22 Wave, and the positive feature. Yeah, I want to finish the Justice League Wave, Snyder Cut. I don't have Wonder Woman. I still haven't been able to find her. But once I do, I will finish my Justice League display. Because I do have everybody, including Darkseid and Steppenwolf. I just don't have Wonder Woman, and I don't feel like I should complete it without her. Oh, look at that. That looks so cool. Yeah, so this week it'll be on him, on what I did to him to make him look more threatening. And then next week it'll be on display. Hopefully by then I'll figure out if I'm doing the dripping effect or not. And then it should be Batman Beyond, hopefully. That's my plan. Alright, I'm gonna have to end it here. It's dinner time for me. It's also pretty late. Thank you for those who are here. I still need to figure out how to get the chat working. Oh, no, hold on. Because there's nothing showing for some reason, and I don't know why. Chat. Yeah, nothing's showing. Oh wait, is this working? No, I don't see anything. Let me try typing. Testing. Like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, hopefully I can get that to work. But anyway, thank you for joining my chat, joining my live. And I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.